Hello everyone and welcome back to another snapshot video. Our hopes have come true and the snapshots are weekly, though they're a little out of order. This one came out a bit late and therefore so is this video. But I'm still excited to be here and to explore the new things this feature adds. It does add a lot of features from the experimental snapshot, which I did do a full video on, but I still thought it was worth to go through the video again and take a look at all these things that were officially added to Minecraft's actual snapshots instead of some weird file you have to download into your computer. So I guess we'll go down the list, and the first thing is to look at the Shock Shrieker. Now this thing has a really cool animation while it's in your hand, and last snapshot it was added to the game but it didn't function. Now this little guy doesn't go off by you like walking around and jumping around it. It goes off by you sending this guy off. So I sent that guy off, who sent that guy off, and that's kind of how it works. The other way in which it goes off is if you walk on top of it. So if you're like wandering around and you accidentally step on top of it, it will once again go off. As you can see, I'm not getting the special effect that comes with it. I wasn't mentally prepared. I wasn't ready. Oh my, let's get the leaving daylights out of me. So they do spawn on the surface. Hi, sir. I got jump scared so hard. I wasn't... Hi. Yeah, I'm in creative. You're not gonna mess with me. I know that. Yeah, the Warden's now back in the game. Fun fact, guys, but I need a moment. That was scary. He looked really cool coming out of the sand, let me tell ya. So yeah, that's the two ways in which to activate this thing, is by the shelf detector going off and sending it off, or walking on top of it. And it also not only summons the Warden sometimes, but it can also bring the Warden to you, so it attracts the Warden when the call goes out. So if I was to walk on top of this guy, interesting. Is it because its Warden is already released? It doesn't want to work anymore now that the Warden's around, so I guess it only works when the Warden's a certain distance away, which doesn't make much sense to me. But okay, I guess that's a thing. But now that we've talked about it, I guess it's time to talk about the Warden itself, especially since it's shown up. Oh, it's going back into the ground. So oh, that's so cool. I love the animation for that. So the thing about Warden is if you don't interact with them for 60 seconds, they'll go back underground, digging underground as you saw, which now means that I'm supposing, yeah, this thing will now call again. So hopefully we can get the Warden back out, and yep, he comes out. That's really interesting. He calls him way more frequently than he did in the snapshot, which I think is really interesting. But there he is again. So they've done some toughening up of him because there were some concerns about him not being that impressive in the snapshot. So they have fixed that. So for one, they track you down with their smell. So they'll sniff the surroundings to, you know, sneak up on you. They also, if you touch them, they'll notice you, so don't touch them, obviously. The more vibrations it detects, the angrier it gets. So it kind of has a noise meter. So this little heartbeat thing is the thing that tells you its noise capacity. So as the heartbeat increases, you know it's getting angrier and angrier, and then eventually it's going to attack you and charge and try to murder you. I wonder if they still have him attacking other mobs. I'm assuming so. So you heard there, he's sniffing him. So he sniffed the cow. His heartbeat is increasing. He's getting annoyed by the cows making a lot of movement and noise. He's smelling him. He just got bumped, and now the cow has set the Warden off, and the Warden's just gonna charge up and one punch him, like the scary beast it is. So you saw him use all three of his different sensing things to kill that cow. He's really cool. I think he's epic. I love him. I want him as a pet. I'm gonna go into survival and watch. If I shoot this arrow, he should be distracted by the arrow and not me. Ooh. Okay, he can kind of smell me, so I have to like sprint faster. And every 5 seconds you can kind of shoot an arrow and hopefully distract him with it. So it's kind of a way to sneak around him. So I'm waiting for 5 seconds to pass again. He's following me because of my scent. shoot the arrow that way. He's distracted by the arrow. He's confused because my scent tells him I'm here, but the arrow tells him I'm elsewhere, but I'm being very quiet, so he can't seem to figure me out. Also, we can kind of see the darkness effect. It switches between moody and stuff. I'm next to a rabbit, which kind of concerns me because rabbits make a lot of noise. It's been over 5 seconds. So he's still distracted by that, but the rabbit is making so much noise, he's going to go and kill the rabbit, I think. Why aren't you killing the rabbit? His heartbeat's going off, he's scaring me. Ooh. That's so interesting. He's like hyper focused on me. Despite the like rabbit existing and the arrows. I think he went after the rabbit though. I can't tell because it's dark. I don't know where he went, and that's really scary. I have no clue where he is right now. I know he's nearby because I have the darkness effect. Oh, okay, so the darkness effect to left. He's raced off to go and play with the rabbits. But arrows are kind of a useful tool because where they land, they'll send out a sound thing, and he'll try to follow that sound over you. And that, so you can kind of distract and get away from them. He's going to kill that rabbit, ain't he? He was so annoyed with that all the rabbits in the area. It's so funny. So you can kind of use your arrows to, you know, distract him and keep him off of you. The thing is, if you do it, and you do it, like, constantly within the 5 seconds, without waiting 5 seconds between each arrow, he will become aggro towards you instead. So he'll be able to pinpoint where you are if you shoot multiple times, because they're very smart creatures in that sense. But if, you know, you're shooting it every 5 seconds and you're wandering around, he can't pinpoint where you are, because there's too much time between the arrows for him to figure out where you are, and therefore you're pretty safe, which I think is really cool. He is smelling me. So at the end of the day, he's not the hardest thing to avoid. I'm out in the open though, and I have like a lot of places I could go. Could imagine in the corridor he'd be quite difficult, especially considering if you touch him, it'll activate him, and sound, and the smell element is really what's convincing him of where I am, and he's using a lot of that to find me, which I think is a really cool element. Something else to note with the Warden is that he disables shields, so those don't do really anything. We've seen a bunch of the darkness from both the Warden and the little Shulk Screamer thing. All it does is it lowers your lightness to moody while having the effect, and it pulses. There are options in the game. I think he just went back in the ground, so I think we're safe now. Yeah, there are options in the game, which I will show you where they are. So you go to game, you go to thy wishes or options for you guys. Here it is. So it's choices of assistance and stuff with like the stage narration and things like that. I know I'm in a different language, so that's a thing. But it's right here. Controls how much the darkness affects pulses. Mine is 100%, which I think is cool for me. But if you have difficulty with pulsing, like it gives you headaches or you don't like it, you can have it like completely disabled. So if that's something you're worried about is gonna make you sick or like just ruin your gameplay, you can turn it off right here so you don't have to worry about it. Which I think is a really great thing for them to consider, and I really do appreciate them for doing that. And that's kind of it for the Warden and the Shulk sensor and all that, but that's not it for this update. Because we now have boats with chests. Of course, every single boat variant has a chest. Let's just, including the mangrove, we're going to take a look at the mangrove one because obviously the mangrove's the new wood, so we're going to look at the boat with the chest. So this is it. It's pretty exciting. So if we shift click it, it'll let you see the inventory. It's a basic chest. You can go in the boat, and then when you open up your inventory while in the boat chest shows up, which I think is really cool. I'm pretty sure the whole thing is you can't have another person in the boat. It's the chest now. To make it, I assume, let's get out of the boat. I assume you just get a boat and a chest, and then you kind of just put the boat and the chest in the crafting table, and voila, you got an oak boat with a chest. Which makes perfect sense. Thing is, so if you, let's put all my stuff in here, and then you break the boat, say in survival, when you break the boat, these items will just explode like they do if you break a normal chest. So that's kind of how that works, and there you go, you kind of got a boat and a chest. I wonder if you, like, break the boat, do you get a boat and chest back? Or is it like the hopper minecarts where they become separate? Okay, so you get to keep the boat and the chest. You can't combine them, and once you've combined them, you can't really decombine them. So once you make a boat and a chest, it is a boat and a chest and nothing else. That is what it is, which I kind of like. I always found it really annoying with minecarts that when you broke them, the item things separated, and I really wish they would just stay in the same place so your inventory doesn't get all riled up. So I appreciate this, and I like this. And I think this is a really good idea, and you can also, like, siphon hoppers into the boat, chests and stuff, and all that stuff. So all the things that you can do with a normal chest, you can also do with a chest in the boat, which I think will introduce some interesting mechanics into the game. This is just, it seems like a simple thing, but I think it's a huge thing, and I'm just really happy to have this, and I'm excited to go on boat adventures and caving, which I think was the big thing, and have like this little boat and some extra storage and stuff while you go sailing and explore the seas. So next thing to talk about is the swift snake. In the experimental snapshot, we got a taste of this, and it was only put on shoes. But they have changed it up, which I think is such a good idea, and made it so it goes on your leggings. This is Minecraft's official, it can only go on pants enchantment, which I think is really cool to start seeing those. So we have Swift Sneak 3, 2, and 1, because I want to try out all of the different sizes and kind of give you a quick comparison. So this here is Swift Sneak 1, we put this on. And so let's actually start with a base of off. This is how fast we go when we're off. It's pretty slow, it's kind of painful. Then if you put on the pants for 1, it's slightly faster. You can already see I'm going way faster. It's not quite normal speed, I'm still kind of slower, but it's definitely better. We upgrade to number 2, and it's faster even still, which is great. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm walking normal speed now. And then we put on number 3, and you are walking normal speed. This is normal Minecraft speed, but with shift. So just to kind of give you a reference, this is me normal walking, and this is me shift walking. So if you get shift walker 3, or whatever it's called, shift sneak. If you get shift sneak 3, your sneaking becomes normal speed. And the best part is it's not gonna affect your boot things, like which is what it used to do, was that you couldn't have that and also like feather falling and death strider and frost walker and stuff. You had to pick between them, which was a bit annoying. Now you can have swift sneak along with all your epically other cool enchantments. Oh, it's okay. Oh, there he is. Hello, welcome back, sir. You're here to help me with the last little bit of the video? Yeah? Okay, you just chill there while I talk about the last few things. We have deep dark biomes are now less flooded than surrounding areas, so we're not going to get many flooded within them. The other big, huge, giant, massively really cool thing is this. Leaf. Water. It's now waterlogged. Oh my gosh, why does that look so cute? What? I love that on so many levels. That looks so good. Look at that. That's such a like cool stylist block. Like I almost want to put a fish in there, make this a full-blown aquarium or something. But I love that. That looks so good. It's going to be such a good visual, so I'm really excited that this is now a thing. For the last 2 little things, we have some extra little details. One is that book writing has gotten easier. They've got, they added in a bunch of like shift-click arrow tricks and stuff in which to fix reading books, so you can jump to the first page and the second page and flip through the books easier without having to use your cursor and click on buttons, which I think is really nice of them. And also they've fixed some color things for the new mangrove blocks. They weren't, and mud blocks, they weren't on the map the proper color, and now they should be, so that's also very good to see. But I think it's time for us to say goodbye, eh, little guy? Big guy? Huge guy? Scary guy? Terrifying guy? Or wacky guy? And just like that, we're going to be ending this video here. I think this is a very good snapshot. I'm glad the Warden's officially in. I like the shock sensor. The darkness effect is one of the coolest effects. Waterlogged leaves are cool. And we finally also got something I think pretty simple. The boat in a chest. But that's going to be very huge and a fun element to the gameplay. Also, Swift Sneak leggings are very nice to have. We are going speed is everything. We're going to be speedy all the time. Shifting, swimming, doesn't matter. We are going to go fast. But that's all the time we have for today. I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys again next time. Bye! So I was waiting for the outro, and I wanted him to like dig down in that way he does. That's really epic and cool for the outro. I've discovered something. I've been waiting here for about 3 minutes. He's supposed to go down at a minute of no interaction. Nothing's triggered him except the running water. Running water keeps the Warden from despawning. Do with that information as you will, guys. Bye!